What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with our Week 14 NFL picks and preview. As always, I got my guy Ethan here to break down this week's best games. But before we get into it, we got to look at a great week we had last week. Both of us going 13 and 3. Our only loss together was the Arizona game. We thought they could upset Minnesota. Didn't get that one done. But other than that, we had a pretty solid week.
Yeah, and obviously starting off the week with Thanksgiving football was really cool. I decided to take the Giants, but that obviously didn't hit. Dallas, Cooper Rush has been playing better. Obviously, the debacle for the Bears early Thanksgiving Day. It's just that's over now. We don't want to talk about that unless you want to talk about it.
I mean, as a Packers fan, I was rooting for the Bears there because we needed the Lions to lose. And I mean, I was just more just sitting there like, did they actually just do that? Like, not know how to manage a game clock? Like that's like middle school, high school, bad clock management right there.
Oh yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Brutal, but yeah, and then I picked Baltimore. I thought they're good AFC North football. Philadelphia, they really showed that they're a powerhouse in the NFC last week. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean Buffalo big statement win. Unfortunately, with McCaffrey and Jordan Mason going down this week,
Mhm.
uh, there's a lot of fancy value going down. So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, lots of, I think, chalk this week, I guess you could say. Not really too many big upsets besides really Philly, I guess, and that was just a big game.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna move into the next like last week's locks as well. 4-2, yet again for me. Getting you guys some money. The only thing I lost on was Tennessee got blown out, and Derrick Henry didn't score because the Ravens didn't play well.
Yeah, and just don't tail any of my picks. If you're gonna tail some of these picks, just tail Zach's.
Yeah, I think I'll probably just fade you this week, and I'm gonna start with two picks on Thursday night. So tonight you're gonna see my 3.5 Green Bay. I like that on the road, and a Jaden Reed anytime touchdown. He scores when the Packers need him the most in these bigger games, so that's why I'm going there. Tampa Bay, I know they kind of struggled last week against the Panthers, won in overtime, but they're gonna return home, and I think they're just gonna knock the doors off the Raiders. And Jacksonville, Tennessee, I like the over. It's a low scoring point total. Two teams that I think can light up the scoreboard, has to be that way. I think the Titans could score 21 in the first quarter if they really put it on them. Chicago +4 at San Francisco. I'm more, at this point, I'm more knowing and like know of the Bears team than I do the 49ers. And I just think the 4 points it's more than a field goal. So I like that for the Niners game. Then the Chargers Chiefs, I like the over as well. Both those teams, I think it's going to be like a 24-21 kind of game.
All right, all right. And as for me, I have Atlanta +6.5 on the road in Minnesota. I feel like this is the time. 6.5 points is a lot of points. I think they could win this game outright. So I'm going there. Tennessee -3.5, just above a field goal. But I just think Jacksonville, now that Trevor Lawrence is hurt and Mac Jones is playing, and he's back to just being a starter. I just don't see them trying to win at all. So I'm taking the Titans. And then Cleveland Pittsburgh over 44. See, you didn't take the under there. So that makes me feel good. I'll take the over here. Not a lot of points. Both offenses have been rolling. And then Carolina, Philadelphia over as well. And then my two touchdowns are going to be Johnny Smith, who's on my fantasy team. He's been going off recently. And Jamar Chase, anytime.
And then we'll move to this week's games. I think these are the games that we don't really talk about as much. We both agree on the Finns, Eagles, and Bucks. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like at this point in the season, those other teams are just really bad. And then I think the biggest coin flip for these bad games is the Saints and Giants. I'm just going with the Saints because I think they have a little more to play for with an interim head coach at this point in the season.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm taking the Giants at home for the second straight week. Last week it didn't work out for me. This week we're going to see how that goes. I think they have a shot here. They're playing at home. I don't love the Saints and the Giants. Whoever played the Saints last week, not sure who, but they torched them on the ground. So Tyrone Tracy's going off this week, and Devin Singletary and Drew Lock.
Yeah, the whole squad's gonna eat this week, and I think the whole squad eating. I think the Titans are gonna be in that boat as well. Nick Westberg-Akine, he has been on a touchdown tear. Get scoring a touchdown, what, 6 straight games, I think it is, and I think he adds to it here.
That's crazy.
Will Levis has been playing better, and if it's Mac Jones, I mean, it's going to be Mac Jones again because Lawrence got that concussion. I like the Titans, and I'm actually going with the Bears on the road in an upset pick. This Bears team could easily be 8-4 if it weren't for, let's say, a total of 30 seconds in the last three games, and you can throw the Hail Mary in there. And this Bears team's 8-4, and I like them going on the road to beat the injury depleted Niners.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. The Niners are very injury depleted, but I mean I just can't take the Bears yet over the Niners. I could see it happening, but this is picks. So I like I like being out there on the pick, but I am gonna take the Niners at home. I still think it doesn't matter who's playing running back for the Niners. They're still gonna be creative on offense and find a way to win, I think, here, especially against the Bears. Caleb Williams has been heating up. He's been playing really good actually, but I'm sticking with the Niners here for sure.
Yeah, and then obviously on the bottom you can see those teams on a bye this week. And this is the last week of the bye week where we will be breaking down all the games yet again. And Thursday night, the game you're going to see tonight when we release the video, Packers Lions. Obviously, I'm going with my Packers here on the road. And this is not just a big game for the Packers, but it's also a big game for the Lions because the Lions could pretty much knock the Packers out of contention for the NFC North with a win. And if the Packers get the win, the Packers throw their hat right back into the ring in the NFC North, only being down a game to the Lions, and then of course the Vikings, if they were to win this week. And I think matchup. It happened last year around this time where this Packers team started finding their way, and they went into Detroit and put it on them. And I think it was on Thursday. It was on Thanksgiving last year. Now it's a week after Thanksgiving on a Thursday. I think history repeats itself in that form, and the Packers walk away with the W.
Well, I do think this is going to be a tough game, and this is going to be probably the best game of the week. I mean, I'm the last time we had a good Thursday night football was, I mean, I don't even know when really. So it's going to be Detroit and Green Bay in Detroit. Like you said, I like the Packers as well, but I'm going to take Detroit in this game. They're playing at home. I think they'll be able to get the run game going. The way that Josh Jacobs has been playing with the Packers as well, I think they're going to be able to run the ball as well. So it's just going to come down to execution in the fourth quarter and not giving the ball up. And I think the Lions are doing a better job at that right now. So I'm going to roll with them at home.
Then moving to those Sunday games, we'll talk about the NFC North opponent as well in the Vikings. And I think we're both kind of thinking the same here. Kirk Cousins is going to go in there and upset his old team. Now, this Vikings team, it's kind of giving me the 2021 Vikings team vibes here, where this team is winning these close games, not all one possession, but they're winning these games late, and they could easily be an 8-4 team at this point. And the Falcons, you don't know which team you're going to get. And last week was kind of crummy. So this week, I think they're going to play really well and upset the Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on this train here too, man. I think the Falcons, I mean, they're not playing good ball, but the Vikings are, like you said, they could be 8-4 right now. Luckily, they've been winning these one score games, just like how we saw the Eagles do last year and the Steelers do a couple years back. Just winning close games and not actually, not winning those games thoroughly and just kind of sneaking by. I think the Falcons are gonna take advantage this week. They'll be able to run the ball. Vikings defense was they are one of the best defenses, but they were playing a lot better until the last couple weeks. So watch for that. And I think Kirk Cousins is gonna have a big homecoming game here against the Vikings this weekend.
And then also at one, obviously, we're going to throw this one in here, the Steelers Browns. And this is a big game because, the Steelers just lost to the Browns a week and a half ago. And now it's at home in Pittsburgh. Shouldn't be as crappy of weather. And I like Pittsburgh here at home. So more than likely, the Browns are going to sweep the Steelers because every time it feels like I take the Steelers, the other team always wins.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. Man, I'm taking the Steelers as well. So, I mean, if you want to change your pick, you can.
No, I can't. I can't.
Okay.
Not this week. Not this week, at least. And talking about changing picks, we did actually both have different picks here in this one, and it was the same way except the other way around last time a week and a half ago, where you took the Cardinals and I took the Seahawks. And this week, I'm flipping it. I'm going the Cardinals here at home. Both these teams meet yet again at 500 when this game is over. Nobody wants to win the NFC West. Nobody wants to pull away. But Seattle has the chance to actually do that this week. Now, if Seattle can win this game and the Rams were to lose, Seattle's got a two-game lead in the NFC West with only 4 weeks to go. So I think that's a huge thing to look at here for the NFC West breakdown, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Kyler Murray and James Conner in the run game is going to play really well, and they have a chip on their shoulder after last week's loss to the Seahawks a week and a half ago.
Well, I'm rolling with the Seahawks here, and I'm usually with the Cardinals here. I just think this is going to be a good game. I mean, I'm taking the Seattle on the road. They're just different this year, I feel like, than when they had Pete Carroll as a head coach. I think this year is just something's different. The vibe's different. I think this is the year that they can win this division, and I think it starts here in a tough game. I saw Kenneth Walker's gonna be questionable, but I mean their run game's good anyway. I mean Charbonnet plays, I think they'll be fine as well. So give me the Seahawks.
And then one of the better games at 425. Bills Rams, like I said, the Rams kind of feels like a must-win game at this point in the season just for NFC West standings. But the Bills, after what they did to the Niners last week, it's hard to pick against the Rams, or sorry, hard to pick against the Bills. And I think they're going to go to 11 and 2. Josh Allen has a field day against this Rams team where the secondary can get gashed if a really good team plays this team, and that's what you're looking at with the Bills. And I think Josh Allen not going to do what he did last week, run for a touchdown, pass for a touchdown, and get a receiving touchdown. I think he'll do two of those three. But the Bills are going to win pretty comfortably here.
Yeah, I think they could be on upset alert here. Like the Rams are they're a solid squad, but I just can't pick against the Bills right now with the way they've been playing. Just like you said, I Josh Allen's a superstar, so can't really go against him and James Cook and all those guys. So give me Buffalo here.
Then moving to the night game, Chargers Chiefs, a bigger game than I think people realize. At least people that aren't aware of how good the Chargers are this year. 8 and 4, they win this game. Yeah, they still have a chance to win the AFC West, but they'll need a lot to happen, and I think their chances are going to fly right through the window here. As the Chiefs move to 12 and 1, it's still hard to bet against the two-time defending Super Bowl champions, and they're also 11 and 1, and at home in prime time in Arrowhead. Everything just favors the Chiefs, so got to roll with them.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Chiefs as well. Prime time, like you said, all those factors go in and they make me. I was thinking about taking the Chargers here. Like they could win this game. They're playing on the same level as the Chiefs right now, but it's just with all the Chiefs history and me and you, well, besides the week they played the Bills a couple weeks ago, neither of us have picked against the Chiefs. So I'm gonna stick with it here and roll with the Chiefs here.
Yeah, and then we'll move to the last game of the week. Bengals Cowboys. Bengals on the road. If they don't win this game, there's just something's weird this year with the Bengals because the defense has just been letting down Joe Burrow every single week. I'd say for 6 of those 8 losses, it's because of this defense just not playing at least average football. You saw it last week against the Steelers. If they get 2 stops, the defense, they probably win that game 34-31, and then so on and so forth for this Bengals team. They should at least be a 500 football team at this point in the year. But unfortunately, that's not where we stand. Bengals have to win this game if they even want to have a chance to talk about a playoff run. And I think they are going to do it. Obviously, it doesn't look too good for them to make the playoffs, but you got to win out to at least have a chance.
Yeah, and if they win out, they can make the playoffs still. So I mean, I do think they're gonna win here, and like you said, I mean, they better win because the Cowboys are terrible this year, and like I think they're just wasting Joe Burrow's career. Honestly, like is that
Mhm.
a I don't
He could
know.
be one of those one-hit wonder Super Bowl. You know how there's always Mahomes could be his kryptonite till Mahomes leaves the conference. But I don't know. I just think it's just one of those years where they're gonna have to do some rebuilding in the off season. But that's gonna be it for our video this week. Check back next week to see how our picks did and obviously our locks as well. And then we'll have all 16 games to break down as well.
Yes, sir.